Ready? 3, 2, 1.
What? No, hold on. Let's retry that. Let's retry that. What? I know what I'm trying to do. Welcome back to MediaMix. We're gonna do Star Wars today, and it's gonna be really good. And you guys are welcome back to MediaMix.
Are you trying to mop the floor today or something?
That wasn't a spit take. That was like a.
You said you were gonna spit it everywhere, like spray it everywhere. Not just barf on the floor with it.
Listen, man, I've done like 2 spit takes in my life.
Yeah, it shows.
You know, a spit take has more like a.
Do you want me to try that?
No,
I think we're good.
I mean, did you
I
hear
think the point has been crossed.
The first attempt was even worse.
All right, well, yeah, if you guys didn't already know, we're MediaMix, and we have Nick.
Intro?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're
Can
good with this
can we
one.
play like 1 second of the first intro?
Oh
Just
yeah,
the part where he makes the suck sound.
Be careful you don't get water on the wires.
Anyways, today we're doing Star Wars Episode 5.
Do we want to retake
Empire
that, or are we
Strikes
just rolling
Back.
with it?
No, we're rolling with it.
Yeah, we're rolling with it.
It's too much. I mean, the floor's already soaked, and half the table is gone.
If you want, Schneider, you can do another one later.
I already cleaned it up.
Fine. You want to do it again?
Look at me, he's all sad.
We're doing it live!
And it's on him the whole time. Oh my gosh.
We're doing it live!
Anyways,
Oh, now
everybody.
it's on nobody.
Oh,
No.
great. Anyways, everybody, we are doing The Empire Strikes Back today. Arguably one of the best Star Wars movies that has come out. Without any further interruptions,
I'm depressed.
I'm Jack. He's depressed. And he's throwing up. Welcome back to MediaMix.
And
Somebody get me a bucket!
you can't forget the host.
Oh, wait, we have some dude behind the camera. You can't really see him right now because he's some dude, but I guess for the audio listeners, it's Nick.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, nothing. He's just one of us.
Yeah.
And for the audio
I'm
listeners,
just one of you guys.
Nick, please don't.
The dark, never-ending void
Can you calm down,
after
sir?
death.
All right,
I'm
get off.
saying.
All right, boys.
you're good to start. I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just like,
It looks
Really?
Why
like
you look like you're about to throw
It
up
looks
your
like
mic?
you're about
do
to deep throat
something.
the microphone.
It looks like you were about to do something very damaging to
You're
it.
gonna
going
get our
to?
video not monetized.
I was ready for somebody's ears to go to the hospital.
All right.
There you have it. There
that
you
a
have it,
threat?
audience. Nick Schneider plotting acts of violence against you.
Also,
Caught on 4K.
wait, I haven't.
It's more like 1080.
I haven't talked. Yeah, it's about 1080. We don't have 4K.
Don't tell him that.
I was gonna say thank you to the like 60 people who subscribed within the past week.
It's actually like
more
100.
like 100.
100.
It's been insane.
Thank you to the 100 people who have subscribed within the past week. That helps us a lot. If you guys can do that, I don't know, like 10 more times, that would be really great.
Like 100,000.
Maybe 100 more times, so we could get to at least, was that 10,000? I did that math right?
We need to. Wait, what?
We need a lot of more people to be watching us, because then we will be able to do cool stuff, and then Jack can get his lightsaber video, and I can get my Porsche.
I just want the lightsaber video. That's
And
all
I could get a job.
And then Zach
I'm
can make this a
unemployed.
full-time job. And behind me, we might be able to put a sofa. Rather than that chair, we tie up Jack
yeah.
and beat him senseless.
And we might actually be able to pay other people so they want to be on.
Like Markiplier. Because I saw him at the airport the other
I was
day, and he
thinking
said
to
his
start
children
with,
are
like
doing fine.
maybe Vicky, but I mean,
Markiplier
sure.
has children.
Yeah, Markiplier has 2 kids.
Yeah,
No, he
me.
does not.
Me and Nick are Markiplier's children.
I wanted to
Subscribe.
gaslight Nick for as long as I could that Mark Fishbach has
Well,
children.
I was believing you, but then you.
We are like
out of
5
that.
minutes into this and haven't said Star Wars more than twice.
No, I said Star Wars at the beginning after I
More
threw
than
up.
twice. I
Oh.
said.
Which Star Wars are we doing today, Zach?
I
Already
already
said
said
it's
it.
Empire Strikes Back. All right.
We're doing Strikes Back.
Anyways, I'm
Good
Nick,
movie.
your host.
Shut up. Before we start talking about
His
this,
intro took that long.
what is your guys' favorite Star Wars movie? Real quick. I just want to know.
Out of like just the movies.
Out of the original 6.
The original.
Did you just
6?
say
Before it went
Sorry.
I mean, why can't you just include all the way up to 9?
you
Nobody's
are-
gonna have any favorites.
I know,
there.
that's why I'm saying, like, why
Okay,
even
well.
include them?
You are insinuating
Sorry if one of your
the-
favorites is
the
new
prequels are part of the original 6. 6? You mean the original 3?
The thing is about the prequels, and
we
I know
just
we're
answer
talking
the
about.
question?
I thought 6 because when I watched them, I don't know. I don't want to make it. Like,
Well, you like the
No,
Eternals. So
I know
your
we're-
opinion
I mean,
is-
I'm sure.
I know we're talking.
I'm sure
My bad.
maybe the new Star Wars movies are favorites to some people because maybe they grew up only watching those first.
yeah.
I
See,
mean,
but I'm a
I
different
can see
audience. When I grew up, all 6 of the Star Wars movies were out at the same time, so I didn't have to wait for anything. At least when I started watching them, I'm not, you
Yeah.
know.
To be fair, we watched Star Wars before it was crap,
Mhm.
and now
We get to say that.
they made 3 crap movies, which you guys can yell about me in the comments and be wrong about it, and I don't care because they're bad movies. As much as you want to argue that, they're bad movies.
Yeah. Go comment in the comments about how you like Eternals.
Now, see, I say the original 6 because they're only good movies, but I'm also like one of the only ones out of this group who thought that some of the that they weren't like terrible. I thought they were like, you know, mediocre. Sure, the plot and the story were kind of like bad, but you know, I like the action. I like the lightsaber
The
fights, and I like all
cinematography is
that.
really good.
I mean, obviously, cinematography is gonna be great because it's, you know, Disney, and it's also
you know what I have to say to that? Fuck those movies because we're not doing them today.
You're right,
We're
you're right,
doing
you're right,
Empire
you're right.
Strikes Back.
Yeah.
We
Wait,
will
what's
eventually do them.
What's your favorite though? I want to know.
Oh yeah, we
My
got to answer that
favorite?
Yeah.
question.
It's actually really hard.
You know, you asked these
We
really
preface-
difficult
yeah, but
questions.
How is difficult?
We did.
I have 2 favorites. I feel like, and to pick one to be the better one, I feel like it's hard because they're in 2 different.
Okay, fine.
lines.
We'll stick to the just these 3, the original.
Okay, then this one.
This one?
I think
Episode
this
5.
one. Yeah.
Now I can see why some people would say 6, just because it's a good like ending, or a good like, I don't know, it comes all
wraps it up.
together. Yeah. Wow.
Did you
that
catch
was
it? Did you
really
did you
loud.
did you get that on
That
audio?
was
Oh, I didn't mean
what-
to.
so, yeah.
Was that your
It's pretty
stomach?
That was a burp.
Oh,
Excuse me.
I thought that was your stomach. I was like, that's impressive. Anyways.
I don't, as far as a movie, I mean, like I've watched a lot of movies
Oh yeah.
I have, and that's why I'm allowed to be on this podcast, is because I've seen a lot of movies. I haven't seen something such as, I don't know, like The Notebook. I actually
You're
have.
off the podcast.
You're just
But if-
digging yourself a hole.
but-
why
but-
are you here?
All I'm saying is that I've seen a lot of movies, and there are some movies that like instantly turned me off as far as like interest. Like what was the Black Widow? I fell asleep during Black Widow because
Except
it was
for all the times I jump scare you for
Well,
no reason.
and it was a boring movie. But the thing is, I watched this. This is like it's now a 42-year-old movie.
Came out in 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 42-year-old movie, and I still somehow was invested in it and was like, ooh, and still like,
Yeah, I feel like it's the same with it's kind of the same feeling I have with like music. Some people are like, "Oh, that's an old movie. Why are you watching that?" It's like, "Oh, that's old music. Why are you listening to that?" Like, there's no like due date on music or movies. It's just good if it's good.
But the thing
and
is,
if it's bad, it's bad.
there's so many good songs that were written. Let's say like 40 years ago, there's good songs that were written and they still
Sure.
hold up. But then there's movies and songs that come out with all these new technology and all these new methods that they've had to learn, and then it's kind of like they don't pay attention to them, and it's like, okay, you have all of this, or even like knowledge of practical effects, and it's like you've had, I don't know, 70 years of knowledge of practical effects, and then you're only using CGI.
Yeah.
So
It's
You
dumb.
know.
It's really dumb.
so where's the part where where your favorite movie is?
I don't know. I guess
I'm
it's
just curious. Man.
Oh, I guess it's the third one. I don't know.
Okay.
They have
So
enough.
6?
They have enough interesting scenes. I mean, one is very kind of
Introductory,
neutral.
yeah.
It doesn't have anything that kind of wows you. The second one is cool, but
Right.
like they obviously
You're talking about 4, 5, and 6. Right?
4, 5, and 6.
Okay,
Yes.
just to like make it clear.
But either
'cause I
way,
know some people might
both third movies.
I mean,
of
you could honestly say the same thing for 1, 2, and 3 as well. I mean, first one's introductory, and then like
It's okay.
First
third
one's like-
one.
Yeah.
Second one.
Second
and
one.
then-
Honestly, rewatching the second one, it's not as bad as I remember it being. But
I don't know. I feel like people. It's the same thing of how like Spider-Man was. How people watched these new movies and then they went back and watched the other Spider-Man and then they were like,
Wow,
Andrew
this is not
I
actually
mean,
that
yeah,
bad.
Andrew
Two-
Garfield
two-
is not that bad of an actor.
yeah, like 2 does have its problems because
Andrew
it's,
Garfield
like,
is an amazing actor.
it's a lot about I don't want to really get too into it because we'll talk about it when we have to do the movie.
Yeah.
But it has its problems. But
Yeah.
I the other movie that I was gonna say that I like is 3 as well, just because it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a good movie.
because I was thinking earlier, like, because I brought up practical effects, but like this movie has a lot of them, and like they don't seem
Has a lot of what practical effects.
yeah, and they don't seem cheesy. I
Well,
mean,
what
they
do you
have,
mean? What do you mean by practical effects?
So,
Define
like,
that.
Computer made,
so that
like
the
prop sets.
and I
Okay.
mean they keep them in. Like, sure, Disney went back for some of them and like added things in or like
Sure.
changed things or made
ruins it.
Well, I don't think it ruins it, but it kind of takes away some of the charm. Like when they're
Yeah.
walking on the tauntauns, like you can tell that they're claymation and you can tell that they're stop motion, and it feels a little clunky, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel as clunky as CGI does, because if like I feel like they're on 2 different spectrums of it of like effects. Stop motion is very kind of clunky and a little bit slow, while CGI is really smoothed out.
Yeah, and like all of Hoth like wasn't like it's not all like they actually filmed in the snow.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the facts you have there.
Yeah, it was filmed in Norway.
Yeah, so
They
did
formed in the snow
so
in
they were
Norway.
actually
Yeah.
out in the snow for
Yeah.
some of the scenes.
Which is cool. You
Yeah.
actually get some sort of like feeling.
No, I think Star Wars is actually really known for that. Going around the world and taking like really good, just having these breathtaking views.
Right.
Like Lord of the Rings.
They even did it in
Yeah, I was
like the
thinking about
new
that, too.
trilogy, like the, like what I don't know what planet it was, but like the where they find Luke at the end of Force Awakens on that tiny little island.
Oh
called
yeah, that was
Dorms.
cool.
It's like that's an actual place that they had to go and film that, and it's an actual like tiny island.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually drank that milk.
He did. You could drink that milk at oh god.
Isn't it just like color? Isn't it just milk with color dye?
Like what,
No,
like
it's
in
yak
the
milk
movie
color.
or
No, at Disney.
At,
Disney.
yeah, I forgot what the place is called. I can't believe
I'm gonna
I
be
can't-
going there in a couple
Galaxy's
weeks, so
Edge.
I'm excited.
So,
no, it's like flavored. It's good.
so what you remember what you said when you first came in here and you're talking about Luke's scars that he had? Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, so he
How-
got.
The whole reason behind that?
Did he get in a biking accident or a car accident?
Car
You got-
accident.
Yeah, he got into a car accident. So from what I remember, this is the only fact of like, did you know?
We have plenty of them.
He got into a car accident, so the scars that he has on his face are actually real.
Yeah, so when he got messed up by the Wampa, the big ice monster.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, they have,
they
like-
didn't like put special effects on him, or they didn't like put.
I was wondering why his face was
anything on
bloody
him.
when
Yeah,
he like
it
hit
was
him in the
all messed up.
chest. It looked like.
It was all messed up, and they're just like, hey, like he wasn't fully healed at the time he came in, so they just used his
Make it-
real car accident.
Yeah.
They opened up
Face.
his wounds and made him bleed.
And that
Well, they-
that scene turned into like a very I don't know. It's a very good like kind of opening scene-ish
it seemed
because you get to see him use the Force straight off the
But it-
beginning to
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know get his
I'm
lightsaber.
talking about a little
and-
earlier before that. Just seemed very out of place. Like
what do you
the
mean?
cameras, like camera takes us onto Hoth,
Mm-hmm.
like right to where Luke is. Not even 10 seconds into the movie, Luke is knocked out by a fucking Yeti.
I guess, but there's
Yeah, that's like
movies,
it's like a cool like
Wrong with
I don't
that.
know. It's just a cool spin that they put on it.
there's
like,
movies where
It
they
seems very out of pocket at the very
sure, but like I'd rather it be like that than like other movies. You know, like everything doesn't have to be the same. You know, out of pocket stuff is interesting. It makes it
beginning.
makes it
Yes.
fun to
Yeah,
watch.
I guess it
it
can give
shows
a
that
little
there's
charm to
like Star Wars is all about its characters, and like it goes to show that even on this frozen ice planet that you're not alone. There's gonna be something out there that wants to eat you.
But they also very much start on like scenes that are, I guess, maybe not intense, but they start on scenes that like give you a good intro to it. But if you compare them to other Star Wars movies, I mean, for instance, I don't know, start with one. What was the intro for Phantom Menace? Just like really quickly.
They go to negotiate with the people.
Oh yeah, and the
Like,
ship blows up.
Yeah, and they.
Oh yeah, they try to gas
so
them.
yeah,
they go to a failed negotiation.
So they have like, you know, a pretty cool scene for that. The second one,
I can't remember.
I don't remember. The third,
I think it opens. It
Oh.
opens up with Anakin showing that he's grown, and
Yeah.
they have to like protect Padme and all that.
and then the third one they have is when they meet up with General Grievous.
That one just starts off in a large space battle.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah,
and then
yeah, that's a good
with
opening.
number 4, it's when it's after
Ship.
Rogue One.
Honestly, best opening
yeah.
in history. I feel like.
And then 5 is this one with the Hoth, and then 6 is Jabba. So like they all have very kind of
No, they're all very interesting.
Very
They
interesting
all, like, are
beginnings.
the
They have
same.
cool intros.
yeah, they have very good intros.
Yeah, obviously the classic, winding down intro where it plays the theme song.
And I'm willing to I this is like very difficult for me to say, but like I remember when Force Awakens came out and they had the scene with like Kylo Ren. That was a cool intro.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Force Awakens.
But let's talk
I
about that
know.
when we get to there.
Yeah,
We get to the
I
actual
mean,
movie.
something I do want to say though, like not about Force Awakens, but just about all these, the prequels and the original movies in general, is that like now that we're having a bunch of these TV shows come out, it's building on these movies. I think they're building on them in such a good way that makes these movies even way better.
Oh yeah, like when
we
yeah.
got Book of Boba Fett out right now. The Mandalorian has been building off of them with side characters. You have like the Clone Wars, which the Clone Wars to me makes episodes 2 and 3 so much more better.
Yeah.
Like, it
Like the
just,
animated series of Clone Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just makes it so much
Because it
better.
builds off of them.
Yeah, it really does, and it adds a lot of characters.
Adds a lot of depth to the lore.
It's just all these TV shows are so good, and I think that's where Star Wars is doing its best right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Oh yeah, it's cool because I'm watching the Book of Boba Fett right now, and
And that really
know.
builds off of this movie.
yeah, and we get to see
And
like
next
I
movie.
still haven't seen it yet. I need
Book
to
of Boba
watch
Fett.
it.
Oh,
It's getting
pretty
really
good,
good.
but
Yeah.
we get to see Boba Fett in this movie, in Empire Strikes Back, like the original Boba Fett.
Who feels like a throwaway character too.
Kind of. I mean, yeah, because they just kind of kill him off,
In
like.
the third, yeah.
But
That's a spoiler.
it's crazy because when you first watch these movies without watching any of the TV shows or anything like that, you don't really like. You're just like, oh, it's Boba Fett or whatever. He's just like the smart bounty hunter, but like nothing more of it. Like you don't really,
Yeah.
it's just like whatever. He dies,
And
supposedly.
Boba Fett's even in like the Clone Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
Young
Yeah, but
like
that's
him
what I'm
as
saying.
a
Then all
tiny
these TV
person.
shows started coming
Yeah,
out,
it's like
and
they really build off of the
um,
characters.
oh yeah, and then now we get
Which,
to
I
see
mean-
like backstories. We're like, wow, when we go back and watch these original movies, we're like,
Yeah,
dang.
it's like, and like just to say a point, it's like if you only watch the original movies, Boba Fett's character has like
It means nothing.
what 4 lines in the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
It's like he says more than 4 lines at in like the first minute of the Book of Boba Fett.
It's
I think
crazy.
That's fucking insane. Like a character who used to just be like the most side of side characters has his own show now.
But which
That's
is
how
he
like
is pretty
expansive
cool,
the whole
though.
series is.
right, and it's weird because if you think about it, without the prequels, because it was like I remember they had it, and they were like, okay, here's I don't know, Boba Fett, who's a very like kind of whatever character, but then you're like, this is Jango Fett, which is the maker of the clones, whose son is Boba Fett, who becomes a bounty hunter, and this is his story, and then you're like, okay, that's kind of interesting.
they
I want
just-
to know more about him.
They do a really good job of investing you in these characters.
Yeah, to where they're able to make these spin-off like TV shows and whatnot,
Mhm.
and it keeps people really interested.
Yeah.
Not that I was like, not that I always thought like Boba Fett was the coolest like character out there. I just like the TV show, But
I honestly always thought Boba Fett looked really weird as a child.
I
when I
thought
watched this
he
movies.
was always the coolest person just because of how his voice sounded.
I like the
Like the old voice Have you guys heard the old voice?
I honestly can't remember.
It's still good.
It's
the old
so
voice for the life of me.
It's so like space Clint Eastwood.
Isn't it like Australian? Because I know him now. The actor is like Samoan.
Yeah.
So you have that going for it.
Yeah,
but
and then that's who they have on like probably the Disney Plus like version.
that's who it is. He's the same actor who plays Jango Fett.
Yeah, and all the clones.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So good.
He's awesome. I can't be mad that like he's the new voice or
not at
he
all.
should have been the voice the whole time. You know what I mean? But like obviously he wasn't around when they did that.
But there are, I mean, as many cool things as this movie does, there's also some like, I don't know, because I watched.
You're gonna get into
some
the bad
cheesy. Yeah, okay.
I watched.
Talk about.
I watched like the Family Guy
Mm-hmm.
version of this, which is really funny.
Yeah.
And it's
it's-
very entertaining.
It's really funny that like George Lucas actually gave him the rights to do that.
And they did a good job with it.
It was
like,
pretty funny. I think that's what got me into Family Guy.
Yeah, and then watching it, it's really good, and they point out things. But there's also something that they point out where it's like they have an entire planet to like go around, and so like they have like the planet, right? So like if the top of this is the planet, and they're here, and the Star Destroyers are here, why don't they just go this way? Why do they have to go straight towards the Star Destroyers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because literally all they had to do, because they're like, we have to shoot it with the ion cannon, which I don't know why they only used once if
I
it
know.
could like disable a whole Star Destroyer.
I know. Why do they just like keep shooting that at him?
And it's like, that didn't make sense. And then they're like, there's so
And
many.
then on the scene where the AT-ATs are like assaulting, or the ground assault of the AT-ATs.
Yep.
So they go and they lasso up the feet or whatever, and they make it trip and it just falls on its head or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then another ship comes by and it shoots it like twice on top of the head, and the whole thing just blows up. Why don't they just for one fly a little bit higher and just shoot at
And
the
shoot
heads
it,
of
if
them
that's-
and just
if
blow
that's
them up?
what
That's
blew
what
'em
blows
up.
them up. And two,
I think
why do they fly in front of them where the guns are? Why don't they just go behind them and fly?
Yeah, because
No,
obviously they
I
have
think-
like
I
very
think
limited.
The point is like I don't know if this is true or not.
I mean, we obviously wouldn't have an action scene if this.
Yeah.
If that's not
no,
what they
I'm
did,
not saying
but-
like, oh, that's stupid. Like that is true. Like, why didn't they do that? But like, I know in like the game, like in Battlefront, like on the map that
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
have to
mention
fight
that.
them.
Mm-hmm.
They have shield,
Yeah.
so it's like if you shoot it, it doesn't do anything to them.
Right.
But maybe like that one's shield just got put down, and then they shot the head of it.
Maybe.
Well, what I was gonna say was in Battlefront, when you take down the AT-ATs, as soon as they hit the ground, don't they explode?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
When you-
if
'cause
they shoot at it.
No. Because I feel like I remember being able to lasso it up in Battlefront, like the new Battlefront, and like once they crash, like as soon as they would crash, they would just blow up.
Didn't it
I could be
blow-
wrong.
Did
I
the
haven't
one
played-
that
I haven't
Luke
played
put down blow up in the movie?
yes, but here's something that's
It
weird.
blew up after they
Yeah,
shot
blew
it.
up.
The scene
They shot it.
I
It
watched
blew
I
up.
watched this on Disney Plus. The scene where he grapples onto it isn't in it.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I
The
watched-
scene where
Where Luke grapples on.
where he runs up to it and then
Yeah, it
shoots
is.
the grapple. When I watched it, it wasn't on the version.
I just watched it. And it
Do you
was.
remember?
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
watched it like
Did
an
I?
hour ago.
I must have left the room for a second, but like there's that. But also there's the scene. So you have the two, I don't know, the two speedsters, and then Luke gets shot. Somehow the laser like does a 180 and then hits only the back of it and then kills the gunner. Which I don't know why the gunner is facing the other way. It kills him, but then when they're flying and there's the other one who's with him who gets shot down like towards the end of the battle
Yeah.
and he gets shot down. He's like, how you doing? And he's got like a bloody nose and he's like, oh, I'm doing all right, but like there's no noticeable damage to the like speedster. So how did he get hurt?
Yeah.
Was he just like
Someone
did
threw a rock through
he
his
hit
cockpit
his
window.
head wrong?
Maybe
or-
like jerked forward and like hit his head on the steering wheel or
I
whatever.
guess.
I don't know.
Maybe he punched himself in the face.
There's like
Likely.
a lot of like like why did this happen this way? But then there's also like you can answer those questions by like, oh, this could have happened. I guess that's what happened.
That's true.
But it's less likely that would have happened, more likely the other way.
Right.
That's just how it goes.
And there's also the scene when Han and them are leaving in the Millennium Falcon. I find it weird how Darth Vader, like when he's depicted in all these other like versions, has like such a strong
Oh my god.
power of the Force.
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen like
He's literally the most OP like guy. He's able to force choke somebody through like on a different ship
without even like lifting his hand.
Yeah, without even lifting his hand through like a TV monitor just by looking at him.
Yeah.
The guy's like not in front of, not anywhere near him. He's on another ship like thousands of miles away, and he's able to just sit there and choke him out.
So here's the thing.
Dude, can I
That's
just say
insane.
something? The way Star
Maybe.
Wars uses the Force, the power creep of how strong people can use the Force is like equivalent to the over bombasticness that increases with every Fast and Furious movie. Like every single Star Wars movie that comes out, the levels of Force power in all these people just like gets crazier and crazier in every
I don't know
single
about that.
adaptation.
No,
I
I
don't know
could.
Because look, in the first movie,
Maybe in the
In
and
A
maybe
New
in the
Hope.
original trilogy.
in the New Hope, we don't see anybody using the Force to move objects. You can kind of argue that Luke used it to move the torpedoes into the Death Star, but I would say he used the Force to kind of just aim, like to help with the aim.
But yeah, that's also
In the
because like,
second
it's the
movie-
progression of him learning the Force.
I think
You
it's
don't
just I think it's just a progression of like amping up the Force power because that's what people want to see. In
Yeah.
the second movie, when you see Luke use the Force to move the lightsaber, everyone was like, "Wow, oh my God, I didn't know you could do that." And then like later in the movie, you see Darth Vader choke someone from one ship to another. It's like, oh my
Oh, yeah.
gosh, his range of power is insane.
Yeah.
And then, and like, just skipping all the way to the end, right? In Rise of Skywalker, you see Palpatine use the Force to, like, pull every ship down to Earth.
Okay.
We don't talk about that.
That's
But I mean, like, what you could also say, like, okay, but in episode 2, Anakin like floats an apple to like Padme. Like,
Yeah, I
where's
know.
the Force power in that?
Apples.
No, but it gets, you can't say that, because it gets crazier in the prequels, too.
Yeah, but here's the question that I had. If Darth Vader has all this power and he sees the like Millennium Falcon leaving,
yeah, just like
I'm surprised he doesn't just be like stop. Because he has that power. He's done that before in
Yeah.
like I don't know,
You
there's
guys
a
ever
video
played,
game or
like,
something.
Force Unleashed.
with Starkiller.
Do you remember that? Remember that scene where he literally pulls an entire Star Destroyer like down
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also video
into
game.
the
It-
planet?
But that's also-
But also, Force Unleashed is not canon.
It's not canon. That's
I know. but-
It was at one point, but they took it out of canon.
like if his Padawan is that strong, Darth Vader should be like 100 times stronger.
yeah, I mean,
Not
He
necessarily.
could probably flip the
it's
Death
like
Star
saying,
to the other
oh, he
side of
did
the
something
galaxy.
in the book. I mean, like, you gotta, like, the books, like, he's like 1,000 times stronger than he is in this.
Mhm.
And he's already super strong. It's just like, the movies are on its own level. You still have to maintain a
Some
balance
sense
of
of
like,
realism.
yeah, like, I mean, it's not like, okay, yeah, he grabs the ship, pulls him in, kills Luke, movie over. Like, that's
that
not
is
fun.
true.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
I
It's-
think he has pulled
yeah.
ships before, but I think I'm not sure if the Millennium Falcon would outspeed him or not.
I don't think anything would outspeed
Because
his Force grasp.
I remember him. I don't know where this happened at, but I remember him grabbing a ship and it lets go. Oh, I think I might be thinking of a Disney ride.
Wait. Oh no!
I think
Doesn't
I'm
that
thinking of
happen in The New Hope?
I think I'm thinking of a Disney ride where it's like C-3PO gets locked in like
Yeah.
the thing.
No,
and
I know
goes
what
to
you're thinking
different
about.
planets,
No,
and
no,
like
wait.
Darth
Okay.
Vader like grabs you and then he like throws you away or something.
Because I'm starting to recall a scene, I think, from New Hope. Doesn't Darth Vader do that in A New Hope?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Doesn't he like
No,
hold
he
the
doesn't.
ship back from escaping? or
No,
something?
no,
No.
I don't think he
No.
does.
See, I
He
don't-
doesn't. Okay,
yeah.
never mind.
You have more points, I can tell.
I mean, yeah. Whenever you guys are done.
No, go ahead.
going.
I just gotta point out though that like the job availability and vacancy in jobs in the Empire is very very high because you do anything wrong,
And Vader just.
Vader's like, all right, you're done. On to the next.
But as
Yeah,
far
I
as
mean,
Mildly inconvenient.
like getting a promotion in the Empire is like, okay, when after Vader killed like 5 of the freaking admirals, and then he went up to like the final one, he's like, get it done, Admiral, and he's
Yep.
like,
The 100th Admiral this
why?
Honestly, like the
Why?
admirals are the only
year. It's like,
people
dude,
that
last
kill
year I
in
was a
the Empire.
recruit.
Dude, they don't-
What is happening?
They don't even get to reap the benefits of like
Of a
the
promotion.
better the promotion pay. They're just like, all right, you have more responsibility now. Do it right, or you're gonna die. Like,
Yeah, basically, like it's really corrupt in the Empire. So it's like seeing all the like people build themselves up, but only the admirals really like suffer from it.
What I find weird is
Like the workers, they respect the workers. They go out and die for them. But the admirals, they're just
I don't think so,
little
because
bitches
he's like,
on the ship.
he's like, hey, the Millennium Falcon's in an asteroid field. What should we do? And he's like, I don't care. They're in an asteroid field. Send as many people out there as you possibly can to get the freaking.
That's
Millennium
why they
Falcon.
like the troops, because they just go and risk their lives for no reason.
Yeah. So they're just like they're expendable.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
are
like,
expendable.
go,
They don't care about
go die.
when you think about it, how, granted, in like other forms, they show how bad the Empire is, but like in all realness, like how bad are they really?
Well,
Pretty bad. They
that's-
just blew up a planet in the first movie.
Yeah,
because
they
That is
are.
true.
They
Princess
are
Leia didn't-
evil at the end of the day. I feel like, but that like that's what they've been showing a lot in some of like the newer Star Wars content is like you got to see it from other people's perspective.
Yeah.
It's like I know the Clone Wars had that whole thing where it's like I don't want to get in your like dumb space war for no reason. Like I don't care about either of you, and it's kind of
like
the same
they're-
with like the newer thing. It's like the Empire has given my planet tons of resources and tons of like protection. What else do I need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
Oh, yeah.
so why would I fight them
Yeah.
for a losing side?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the rebels who are
Yeah.
like these people who are literally constantly on the run, who die, like hundreds of them die like every day. They have like a siege on them. And
It's like they argue that a lot, and I think in
Yeah.
like the Resistance show,
Mhm.
which isn't Empire, but
But
it's still First Order.
they also should have went to like a very populated planet in the first, New Hope.
Yeah.
When they're
And
like
they just
interrogating
blew
Leia, and
them
they're like, "All right, blow it up." And she, like after she like gave him the answer, she's like, "All right, blow it up. Let's have a demonstration of a."
Should have kept your mouth shut.
Boy.
I mean, I don't think anything was gonna stop them from literally decimating a planet, but
Exactly, but it kept your mouth shut.
I did think of something when like, because there's some lines that they see, because obviously like when you're writing lines for a movie about a galaxy far, far away, there's some like phrases that don't really like carry over that well, but like you have to write it in such a way. But like
what is one of them?
one of them was like "I'll see you in hell," which like doesn't make sense because like, so does that mean that
They believe in
there's
God?
Christianity in space still?
Did they say
Who
that?
do you think created the
Yeah,
galaxy,
no,
Schneider?
no, Han, like when he's leaving, they're like, your Tata's gonna die. He's like, then I'll see you in hell. And then he goes, and it's like, okay, well that's weird. And then when
You
they're
know, Chase said the exact same thing.
well, and then when they're going to like when they find them, there's like one of the generals, and he's like, oh, good, our first catch of the day. And you're like, okay, so is there
they
fishing
fish?
in space?
Oh, I'm
There
sure
is.
there's fucking fish.
And I was like,
Of course there is.
and I was like, yeah, but it seems like such a specific.
There's drinking in Star Wars.
I guess there is. I guess it.
Music.
Fishing's
in Star
such
Wars.
a common
I-
concept that there'd have to be it on.
There'd have to be,
There
but the
are
thing is,
people in Star Wars.
but there's got to be like, there's got to be. There's just some of those phrases, and I only noticed 2 of them. But like, there's that, and then I don't know. It's strange.
Yeah, one of them references Coachella.
No, shut up. But yeah, there's a lot of things that happen, and especially like after watching this movie, it's kind of cool because then you're like, if you've watched Solo, you know Lando Calrissian a little bit better, and you know
Yeah.
like the history of the Millennium Falcon, which is really cool. And then, but then at the same time, like, do you know like the weird cyborg person who like
yeah, with the
who
weird thing on his head.
he turns on? I feel like that's really weird because they have it yet again shows throwaway characters that are in Star Wars that like aren't built upon, but then like later on are built upon.
Right.
Like for
But,
instance,
like, screw that guy.
I know it's
When was he later built upon?
he was never built upon, but it's
Yeah,
like,
because he's lame.
Well, in 20 years, he might get his own show, so shut up.
but it's
I mean,
it's
probably.
it's that thing of like
Backwards headphone guy.
there's a lot of things in Star Wars that like is cool when you realize, and they don't really build upon it, and they don't have to, but like they put a lot of effort into these, especially for
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
especially sand people. That like was such a minor thing
Tusken
in
Raiders.
or what did I say, sand raider?
Sand people.
Sand people.
Sand people, a very racist
Tusken.
term.
Sorry.
I don't think that. But I'm
That
just
is not
saying, like,
racist.
yeah, that's not
Just kidding.
racist. I'm
It's
just
the
saying
same-
it's like a very general
racist.
statement.
Well,
Star
no,
Wars.
Tusken Raiders like
They
there's the-
own that desert, Nick. That's their desert.
Well, they
That's
show-
their sand.
Those
but it's
damn
cool.
Tussies.
But
Their
it's
sand.
but it's cool because I haven't seen Boba Fett yet, so I haven't I haven't like seen them build upon it
Gotta
more.
ride it like a bantha.
But they had the part where Mando talks to the Tusken Raiders, and it's like, what? That's so cool.
Yeah, they build upon that a lot in Book of Boba.
Oh, yeah.
That's so
It's
cool.
pretty. You'll like it.
And you realize that they're actual like they're like people.
They're like a group of I don't know, just like scavengers, I guess.
And they actually do,
the
and like
Fremen in Doom.
Yeah, because I feel like the way they built upon them in like New Hope was they're just
savages.
straight up savages.
Yeah, don't talk about Dune, Nick.
yeah,
We'll
and
get
also
roasted.
in episode 1,
And
like
then,
in Phantom Menace, it's really funny because they're flying by on like when they're doing pod racing, and they're like, "The fuck are you doing?"
oh my god, dude! Honestly, that scene. Screw that scene, because that made for the most annoying Lego Star Wars mission in all of history.
I know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
it's exactly when you meet the sand people, because they start pushing rocks over, and if you run on a rock, you die instantly. And then they shoot at you too, and if you get hit like 3 times, you're dead.
I don't know if
I've been waiting my whole life to rant
I don't know
about
what
that.
our target age audience is, but I don't know if
Everyone.
they're gonna get that.
Everyone.
Turtles.
Well, I just told you that's the most annoying mission.
We're targeting turtles.
You know,
is
the
an
new
annoying-
Star Wars Lego Star Wars game is about to come out.
It is coming out.
Comes
and it's
out
really
April,
cool.
right? April something.
I'm not sure.
I want to get it on the
April
new
3rd.
Xbox, but unfortunately, they're scalpers. If any of you are scalpers out there, I will find you,
We understand.
and I will get
And
my
I will buy an
Xbox.
Xbox from you.
But I will get it for my MSRP
Nick,
price.
Nick gets a little heated from this.
Are you not mad about scalpers?
I lost care.
Yeah, you don't
I
make
don't care
politics.
anymore. I'll get an Xbox when I get an Xbox, but I got a question though.
No, but ask it anyway.
Why did
That's
Yoda
hard.
go live on that planet? That poopy planet?
I don't know. Why do you live
That
on
was
this
that was another thing that like really annoyed me about this movie. Is because like
okay, I know it sounds stupid, but they actually talk about that in the Clone Wars.
I know they do.
Okay, wait, why?
He went
Explain.
to Dagobah before like he had to escape to there. It's a very force sensitive planet. So you could like there are planets that are more attached to the force than others. And Dagobah
Right.
is a really force sensitive planet, so that's like where he
So it's like
I
a
didn't know
lymph
that.
node for the
Yeah.
Force.
That's cool. No, that's not what he means. But
because
like,
he went there because he got I forgot what the episode was, but it was like he went there for some reason because either he felt like some kind of force sense to it or just I forgot what it was. I
was gonna
haven't
say,
seen
'cause,
it
like,
so long. But
I thought he went there because he like felt that he needed to be exiled because of his failure to stop Palpatine.
well, that is the reason why he exiled himself to there. I mean,
Right.
part of it's to hide from the Empire as well, because what's he gonna do? He's a tiny little green guy against an Empire, and he really feels like he failed himself. I mean, it's finally like he even faced Palpatine like face to face. Palpatine.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
after?
in episode 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like after.
No, not after, but like that's like right before he went there.
Yeah.
He went to the Wookiee planet, and he's like, "Hey guys, help me escape," because he's really like him and the Wookiees are bros.
Yeah.
that's
And,
so
him and like Chewbacca helps him like escape in that little pod.
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
sends it to Dagobah.
I like
It's like-
that.
Yeah, I've always wondered like it's just such a I don't know.
But yeah, like just like only knowing it from like that movie, it's like, wow, he went to like this little crappy swamp planet.
I thought he also went there because like when he was like talking about where Luke went into like the cave thing to see Darth Vader and whatnot. So there's like obviously like a dark
which
side of
is
the
like
Force
which
presence.
is like that proves that planet is very force sensitive because
Right.
of like
Right,
you
but
know.
I thought the reason why he went there is to like hide like so like Palpatine or Vader wouldn't be able to sense him anywhere kind of thing. So his like his force,
Possibly,
his
I
like
mean-
his force like ability is like kind of masked by this
I
planet
think
that's, like
yeah, I'm
I
pretty
thought-
sure Dagobah isn't on like the Empire's like radar systems
Because
of,
it's
like,
just jungle. That's all it is.
well, it's like they have like a whole solar system map, and not the whole map is like
Dude.
filled in.
What if the Empire was like a bunch of nice people and they're like, you know what? For this first demonstration of our Death Star, we're not gonna blow up a civilized planet. We'll just go to Dagobah and blow up this stupid jungle.
Shit.
Just nuke Yoda.
What would that prove?
Why would they
we're
blow
nice,
that up
so
if
we're
they're
gonna
nice
blow up
people?
this shit planet.
Well, they're like,
What
I don't
does
know.
that prove?
I don't know.
Is
Maybe
home
maybe the
to-
planet we're about to blow up is probably like
filled with resources and
exactly
stuff.
that, and like
It's
you know,
full of a bunch
economic
of
power.
animal
Like they pay,
abusers.
we charge them in taxes a lot of money. So like it'd be smart to keep them around. So let's go demonstrate on this vacant planet.
And then Yoda's
No,
like,
no,
well,
nobody. Okay, we'll
what
blow
is
them.
Yoda just gonna be like? No, stop.
Stop the laser.
But it's cool because you have Yoda, which like he immediately acts like a little asshole, and you're like, the hell.
I can see why. I mean, we all know why he did it.
You all know why, but
It's a little
like,
cuckoo.
because at first I was like,
Well, then he wanted to see like what
Yeah.
Luke is truly like, not like trying to be fake to like impress him. He just wanted to see exactly like. what
Yeah,
he's
I like
working
how
with.
he like grabs like a little burrito out of like Luke's thing and starts eating it.
he has like, but it's really cool because he just, I don't know, he shows up and he's very, because at first what I thought of is like maybe he's testing him because maybe like he thinks that this guy might be a part of the Empire, so he's just being like stupid.
He definitely knew who he
But-
was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like Yoda's in cahoots with Ben.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
part where he says, "No, there's another." Is he talking about Leia during that time?
I think so.
I mean, probably like when the movie script was written and like when, like,
That's what I think it was. Yeah.
you think it was Leia?
Yeah, because at the time there wasn't really anything else. It was more of just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you're right.
It was just Leia, and we're.
It's funny because now it's like if you say there's another,
You could
'cause
think
they're talking
about.
Jedi.
You could be
There's
thinking
a ton
about.
of 'em.
What's his name?
Cal.
Cal.
Yeah.
There's
Which would be
Cal.
really
But
cool.
like, was Cal even created in this point in time?
No.
They told us that Cal
Definitely not.
Kestis was gonna make an appearance in Boba Fett, or not Boba Fett, in Mandalorian.
Season 2.
Is Cal from?
No, that
Resistance?
was like that was back
He's
when
from
there
the,
was
Star Wars
speculation
game.
about what Jedi would pick up.
Oh.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah.
Grogu.
Really good game, by the way. If you haven't played
Yeah,
it,
but
go
would
play
you
it.
Yeah,
would you
yeah,
rather have
absolutely.
Ahsoka Tano or Cal Kestis?
Show up.
Yeah,
Ahsoka.
Like what do you mean?
like
when?
be the Jedi who shows up in Mando.
Ahsoka.
Oh man.
I'd say
no.
Cal.
I think I like that Luke showed up. I just thought like it was
No,
so
no, no.
No, you think
impossible.
Ahsoka or
between
Cal.
Ahsoka
Like
or
if I
Cal.
had to choose between one,
I'd say Cal.
probably Cal.
I
'Cause
feel like the thing
Ahsoka
is-
was already in it.
Ahsoka
Yeah.
was already a developed
I
character.
thought the
and
question was, who would you rather, Ahsoka or Cal, show up?
that's what I mean. Like
In
in
The
Mandalorian.
I'd rather Ahsoka.
Really?
But she's already. Have you watched
haven't,
Mandalorian?
you haven't even played the game, though.
and then
have you?
we'd be able to know what his canonical lightsaber color is, because
That'd
we
be cool.
choose it.
That's true.
I feel like it'd be orange.
Probably
I
just
think
be
it's-
the same.
Really,
Like,
it's blue.
Probably blue.
I'd think it'd be orange.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought he'd just stick with his masters.
I think it'd be
Lightsaber.
orange. That would be kind of cool.
I don't know. You can probably look it up.
Anyway, sorry, that's off track. But
No.
But there's
I've
not.
never
we
seen
should
an orange
do
lightsaber.
we should do that game as a.
That's
What
such
game?
a
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Oh,
such a fun
yeah.
game.
That'd be a good idea.
They
I'd
have the
love to do
ability to
that.
comment. You guys can comment on our video if you want us to do it. We own the game. We can play that
It's
game.
like all in the game, yeah.
We are EA.
And I can I can actually remember the puzzles because I was on a puzzle. I remember what puzzle it was.
Dude, there's so many puzzles in there.
Dude,
where,
no,
like,
it's
I
the
got
one
stuck on.
where you have to grab the lantern,
laser-
in the water.
and you have to
spout.
keep it from getting wet.
Oh yes.
Because it took us so long.
I replayed
and it was
the.
so simple. It
I
was so
called you.
simple.
I was like, "How do you do this one?"
I was like, oh, bro, you like, I completely forgot now, but I was like, you
Yeah.
do this. It's so simple. It's just sitting right there. And we're like, what the heck?
Dude,
We could
I
totally do
literally,
this, and you know what?
I replayed this game like a month ago, and I 100% completed the game, and I was replaying it. I still couldn't figure out how to do the damn puzzle.
Dude,
They promised
it
us
took
DLC.
me 2 hours to finish it.
They promised us DLC
if
for
there's
that
any
game.
EA
and they didn't.
developer people
There was
in
DLC
charge
for it.
listening
Yeah,
to this,
EA was.
There
the
is
publisher.
DLC for it.
I'm saying if
Yeah.
there-
They promised
if
us
there-
more.
if there's any of those people
Did they?
listening to this, thank
They're-
you for making such an amazing game. But would it kill you to like add something else to make the game like I don't know
longer.
longer, like to
Hey,
where we could continue
EA.
playing
You know they're
the
making
game?
a second one, right?
EA, stop winning worst company of the
You know they're
year
making a
every
second one?
single
Yeah, that's
year.
great, but like
please.
maybe make like a, I don't know, like just extended story or like make the story longer.
They added
or add more
an
things
arena.
to do.
You know
or
what
a
we could do?
co-op
It
version.
was
Arena
like,
you play
it
for,
was
like,
like when
5
they
minutes.
added the red lightsaber
All you three
color.
played it, right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
completion.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we could totally do that, and then I could play it.
It's fun.
and then you can watch me
But
fail
let's get back
over
to,
and over.
Yeah.
Let's get back to The Empire Strikes Back.
How about we open up with a fun fact?
Fun fact.
Fun fact?
Fun fact.
Oh, this is my cue?
Shoot.
Sure.
Shoot.
Okay.
Thrill.
It's a good one.
The Han Solo's famous line where he's
he
he's getting
improv'd it.
frozen. Yeah, where
I
he's
sure
getting
do
frozen.
love pod racing.
Not the what?
Huh?
Where he's getting frozen and
I know.
Leia's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I know," like that badass line or whatever.
Yeah.
The cocky Han line. It was originally supposed to be just remember. He was supposed to say, "Just remember that, because I'll be back." But Harrison Ford wanted to make his own line. He wanted to improv it, and he ended up saying like, "I know," and they let him keep it.
What was the line from from Family Guy that he says?
Is it like
I love you. Fuck off.
Fuck off. That's great.
That made me spit.
Yeah, but on Hulu they got rid of that.
Also,
What, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
they
probably 'cause
changed
you can't
it.
curse on Hulu.
Yeah, but you could have bleeped it. It's
How can
so
you not curse
funny.
on Hulu?
I don't
Just
know.
can't.
all right.
I don't know.
Another fun fact.
There's
Hey,
Letterkenny.
Nick,
I'm sorry.
Can
Let's
I just
go.
say something before you say the phone?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's like that line. They, as much as we don't like the new 3, can you stop taking
I'm
your clothes
stretching.
off? Okay, sorry. Continue.
Do it again.
As much as we don't like
sorry.
the first 3 or the newest 3?
The newest 3.
Yeah.
As much as we don't like the newest 3 that came out,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a really good throwback call to that, to where he said like, I know, like, in the final movie when Han Solo's like, I don't know, ghost or whatever shows up
Yeah,
to talk to Kylo,
right.
and he's like, Kylo is like left speechless at the end of that, and he's like, I know. And he turns around, he throws the lightsaber, and he's like, turns around, he's gone. I thought that's like probably one of the best scenes that we gotten from those entire 3 movies.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a pretty good
honestly,
scene.
Like, I love that scene so much.
That was a pretty good scene.
Very good.
And I mean, I don't know. It was just a callback to him saying that.
They're pretty good at that. It's always nice when they do not to bring it back around to Spider-Man again, but they made like a million callbacks to the previous Spider-Man movies in it, which is
My
you should do that.
back.
Yeah.
My back.
See, and that's the
my
thing.
back.
That's the thing that we've learned from Spider-Man now, and that's going to be a consistent thing that you guys are going to have to get used to after watching this. Is that Spider-Man was an extremely good movie. As much as you can
No Way Home.
if you're. What do you mean? What about it? Oh yes, No Way Home. But
Spider-Man 2
if
was
you
better.
well, whatever. But if you
I mean, good thing your opinion doesn't matter.
if you
Do you have a camera on you?
anyway, if you
Do you own this room?
if you were like me and Tom Holland wasn't your favorite Spider-Man and you were of the lesser, but I'm really quick. Even if you were like, this is a really good movie, it shows you that fan service is a thing and it makes good movies. So if more production companies listen to fans and not make movies based off their own accord, then we can have good movies.
Dude, imagine if
And good
fans
TV
wrote
shows.
the previous past 3 Star Wars movies.
They wouldn't be.
Isn't
They
that
wouldn't.
what happened?
They would be Old Republic
Dude,
though.
I've heard no. I mean, even taking the characters and script they had in those 3 movies, I've just read Reddit posts of people talking about what they would have done differently.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos and it sounds so much better.
Yeah, I mean,
So much
But there's
better.
that, and then you have
Take out the cringy characters. Make better plot. Don't kill off a freaking bad dude or the big bad dude or whatever that you're building up to,
Now, in my opinion,
also-
I actually kind of like the last movie, Episode 9. The only thing that I think tears that movie down so much is that
It's Palpatine.
somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah.
It's that could have just been Snoke the whole
yeah,
time.
and they have that, and then they have it's just there's so many things that
It was such a good Kylo Ren turning to the good side. That's such a good.
That's what I love. I love
we
that.
all
Kylo
love when
Ren
stuff
is
like that happens. But it's
awesome.
and that was still great in the movie. But it's the movie
And
just
it's the-
overall just kind of killed
yeah.
it because the movie's just
You know
know,
what else I
Talk
should
about
have
it
done?
when we do it.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like I've said this before, but you shouldn't build up a character in the first movie just to sideline him for the next 2 movies.
And that was the thing about
Yeah.
Finn.
Talking
is that
about Finn.
he was a
Yeah, no, I
somewhat
know you-
interesting character,
Yeah.
and his whole thing was like he was a stormtrooper, and then he became.
Well, let's get to that when we actually.
But
'cause
that's-
we'll review those movies.
That's the annoying thing is
But
like.
it's something that we haven't seen in like the past Star Wars.
But in these
Yeah.
3
Especially
movies,
this
they make the Force seem so special, and they make it seem so like far and few. Like there's so many. Even in like the prequels, it seems very special because
Oh,
like
yeah.
not a lot of people have it.
Dude, it's like 3 people,
But then in these
2 that we know of.
in the sequels, they kind of have it as throwaway, which is like kind of a thing. And I know we're trying to talk about the second movie, but we always get off track. But it doesn't matter because this is our podcast.
There's a
We
lot of
can do what we
content
want.
in Star Wars that like something will lead to this and that and that, and now you're on episode 9.
We will jump
it just-
from
it
thing to
leaves-
thing, and until
One thing we'll be talking about Star Wars, and then 2 seconds later we'll be on Tenet.
Oh, you brought it up.
Oh no, we're on Tenet.
I
oh,
didn't
no,
bring
we're
it
back on
up.
Tenet.
I don't bring it up. But the thing is that like fan service is a thing, and if you listen to the fans, you'll make good movies. You'll
Exactly.
sell.
Now,
It prints money.
Exactly.
That's all it does.
Yeah, it
If
does.
somebody was like, I want to see.
And I think the reason it doesn't happen more is because maybe the directors want their own movie to succeed.
And if they hear they
You know,
hear
like
a fan
something that
talking
they
about
wrote
it,
wants to be, you know,
yeah, if they're
successful.
like
But
looking
I
on Reddit
understand.
and they see fans have this really cool original idea, they'd be like, "Oh man, well, if I use it now, then I'm like, it's not my movie."
But
it's like, whose movie is it then?
you have
I'm just-
things like we don't have the money as people who want to go and see this. We do not have the money to go and like watch it, right? So like, or to make this movie.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
If I want to see Ugandan Knuckles and Sanic fight,
Sanic 2.
yeah, I can't make that and watch it.
We
but
could
like,
do it in SFM.
yes,
Wait, are we
but,
talking about Sonic
anyway.
right now?
But what I'm saying is like, I can't go and watch it. But if you like, I don't know, just. I swear, if you make these old Republic movies bad, I will self-destruct.
Okay, well, to move back to this movie, I do want to just say, like, going back to that, you know, Harrison Ford and, you know, improv
Leia.
his line to Leia, they might have let him change that from, you know, the original line because it says, like, what was the original line? It was like, I.
Like, just wait, I'll be
Just-
back.
Yeah,
or
so
whatever.
something like
you better
that.
remember that because I'll be back.
Well, it's like maybe they let him change that because they didn't know he would be back.
Oh yeah,
Because of the whole thing where it's
Yeah,
like,
it looks-
that was around the time where he was finally Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark became super popular, which
Yeah.
is also a really good movie. I think we should.
I want to do those.
But
movies.
anyway, like, yeah, I think his choice of improvise was like a big brain choice because, like you said,
I
it's
mean,
not
it
it's
wasn't-
not giving people any hints like, oh, I'll be back. That's kind of
Yeah,
lame.
it-
He just
and it's
he just
also-
spoils the juice.
It
like,
really
right
goes
there.
with his character as well.
Mhm.
Like he's a
It
smug
leaves
son
that
of a bitch.
ambiguity in there.
Yeah, it takes
And
out
makes
the,
you
But
start
also,
to think.
maybe they let him do that just because, like, you know, they didn't know if he was gonna come back. That's the whole reason he was frozen in carbonite and shipped off to Jabba, because they weren't so sure that he was gonna. He was only signed on for one Star Wars movie, not even, no more. So it was like this movie he's done. So they didn't know if he was gonna sign on again, or just like go have fun with his Indiana Jones money and do those movies.
Man,
So
Right.
they wrote
Can we
him.
just,
They
like-
basically wrote him off by having him. You know, he wasn't at the end of that movie because he got frozen in carbonite, given to Boba Fett, and sent off on his
Can we
merry way.
imagine a world, if you will, where we didn't have Harrison Ford?
Harrison 4.
Harrison 4.
What about Harrison? What about Harrison 3?
Harrison 5.
I want Harrison Chevy.
But imagine, just think, how much worse the world would be if we didn't have Harrison Ford in like Return of the Jedi.
I don't think the world would be worse because
The
we'd
world
have
would
him
be very
Indiana
different.
Jones.
It's kind of an exaggeration, but like think about it.
We could have Mel Gibson as Han Solo.
Oh my God, Mel Gibson.
Recasted Han Solo.
Who would be a good fit for Han Solo
Chris
then?
Pratt.
No, okay. Who would be a good fit back in the 80s? But that's
back in the
that's
80s.
the thing you have to think of.
Oh,
No idea.
David Hasselhoff,
Ew.
All right, next.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But I mean, we all know that he did come back. So,
which is a great thing.
wow.
He did.
He did come.
I was.
You're so stupid.
We're at 117.
This
Do
is
we want to
why-
give a
this is
rating
why
of this
I'm
movie?
in the
We
Switch
started
game.
we
at
were
like
at-
25
Yeah,
minutes.
but like we started at like 30.
No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
did.
did.
We
We
started at,
no, we
like-
didn't.
Yeah,
Started-
Did we?
He started recording when we were talking about like politics.
Oh my god. No, we didn't talk about politics. Don't tell people that we talk about politics.
Oh yeah, sorry. We know nothing about the outside.
Don't look
world.
up that one video.
So, okay. I got another question for you guys.
Okay.
So, in that moment when Vader's like, Luke, or he doesn't actually say, Luke, I'm your father. He's just like, I am your father. After that, he's like, yo, join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as like father and son.
Yeah.
Would you, like, in that moment, would you be like, okay, like, or would you act as Luke did and jump
I
off?
found my father.
You just chopped off my hand. I'd be pretty pissed. I'd
Yeah.
probably say no.
Probably say no because of the fact. What if he didn't chop off your hand? So seriously, this is
What if he
But
gave you a batch of cookies?
what if he
and
did
said,
not?
"Hey, the Empire,
Come to the
Like,
dark
what if
side.
you-
We have
what if he just,
cookies.
like,
the
sliced
Empire
your-
is like hip and cool, yo."
But if you think about it, if
you
you
should like totally join.
okay, so think about it.
I
Think
love
about
that
it from
video so
Luke's.
much.
Think about it from Luke's position, right? So he's dropped off at Tatooine, which is already kind of a dick move if you think about like he could have straight up been given to like the good life on
Yeah, like he could've-
Alderaan.
Oh yeah,
He
could've
was
been like
Leia became royalty, and he became a hodunk
farmer.
trash person.
He became a what he farm like a moist farmer.
Yeah, I'm like, what? That for one, that sucks. So already, that's one thing to be
Is
pissed
he
at.
on
Your
that planet because he's hiding from the First Order?
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I hate everything that you just said.
The First Order isn't even a thing
Do you
in
mean
this movie.
Do you mean
I was talking about Luke.
we
The
are talking
Empire?
about Luke.
Yeah, exactly.
he
He's on
didn't
that
go-
planet.
he didn't
What's the
go?
First Order?
In the Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker.
When does the First Order become a
Nick,
thing?
no.
Oh,
we're
he's
talking.
talking about when Luke was hiding on.
No, we're
Yeah.
talking about Tatooine.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about Tatooine.
We're not
Yes.
talking about that.
But
Thanks
anyway,
for dredging out my emotions, you fucker.
but he already is sent to this planet, which is already kind of like shitty in itself. Like Tatooine's okay. Like, I love it as a planet, but it's
Nobody
also
likes
kind of,
Tatooine. They even say
I
that.
think
Nobody
it's
likes
kinda-
you. Now
I
shut
think
up.
it's kind of
Just a
cool.
big desert.
Yeah, but they have cool scenes in it.
They can have cool scenes anywhere else, and it'd be even cooler.
They have two of the cool. Whatever.
I could
Anyway,
have shot it in Fiji.
Tatooine. You're sent to this shitty planet, right? And then you grow up with your aunt and uncle, who really aren't your aunt and uncle, but whatever. You're given to your supposed aunt and uncle, and you live with them for so long, and then all of a sudden, these stormtroopers come and just set them on fire, pretty much. And then he's like,
You know
"Oh,
where
the Empire."
Luke Skywalker is?
Yeah.
All right, torched.
The Empire killed my parent or my aunt and uncle who were essentially parents to me. And then I'm picked up by this old man who says he knows my father. And then all of a sudden, this big
Sounds like Harry Potter.
dude in a spacesuit chops off my hand and then tells me that he's my father. For one, I'm pissed off that he's in charge of this shit and just killed my aunt and uncle who were taking care of me. Also sent me to this godforsaken Tatooine ass planet and chopped
didn't.
off my favorite hand.
He didn't send him.
Now, to be fair,
That was my master.
He did not.
Obi-Wan sent them to their respective
Okay.
places.
Yeah.
Then maybe
So
then
he
maybe,
should be pissed off at Obi-Wan for lying that his father is dead and was killed by Darth Vader when in reality Darth Vader is his father.
But Leia was kind of picked because they were like, "Oh, we've always wanted to raise a girl."
She's a princess, not a
So-
king.
but like that would
And
be in
imagine
itself.
imagine if Luke grew up with like Darth Vader, like
Other-
not what?
I thought you were gonna say, imagine if Luke had no hands. Imagine if Luke.
No hands. Zone.
Yeah, imagine if he like grew up with Darth Vader. Like, just I don't know. I feel like he'd just be like this asshole like
Be his,
Sith.
he'd be
I
his
don't know if
Padawan.
he'd be a Sith.
He'd be
but,
his
like,
apprentice
Gotcha.
or something.
I don't know. I don't know.
But-
Weird thing to think about.
Yeah, I would be.
There's so many what ifs. That's why all these like YouTube.
I don't want a
channels-
Star Wars what if.
Huh?
We already have.
I don't wanna
it. It's
start
called
a-
Visions.
No, I'm not starting what if. I'm just saying like, I'm saying there's like all these
Visions
Star
is
Wars
like
like
Star
channels
Wars
and
what
stuff.
if.
Like I think Star Wars Theory is one of the channels. Really cool channel by the way. I love all this stuff. But like they're able to have like these channels because there's so many like what ifs. Like what if Padme never died? What if Luke grew up with Darth Vader. What if Darth Vader what if Anakin never jumped from the ship? Or there's so many.
What if Anakin wasn't such a brat and
there's
decided not to be master?
Yeah, there's what if all these there's so many little things in here that happen that if they weren't to happen would change the entire story.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's that you don't really see that too much in other movies.
What if Palpatine was caught in the Clone Wars?
Yeah, or
there's an episode where a clone figured out his whole plan.
Really?
And they thought he was crazy, so they killed him.
Oh my god!
It's
and
kind
he was
of
that close because the reason they killed him is because he tried to assassinate Palpatine. But then they're like, "Oh, he's crazy. Fucking kill him."
So, okay, so who would win in a battle? Okay, no, this is kind of like
Jar Jar
like
Binks or
Darth Jar Jar.
Obviously, Darth Jar Jar.
Prime Anakin or Prime Vader.
They're
Prime
the same
Anakin.
person.
yeah, but technically Anakin never.
Probably Prime Vader because
They have different fighting styles because Vader's more
That's
like.
true.
You're talking about
because
okay,
Vader's
so
a
wait.
freaking robot.
Hang on.
He can't.
So
Yeah.
Prime Anakin would be like
More lightsaber.
Revenge of the Sith Anakin
End
in
of
the
Revenge of
dark
the Sith.
side before
Yeah.
he gets his legs chopped off.
Oh
Anakin.
yeah.
And
But no, technically both of them are still Darth Vader at that
No,
point.
but they even say this in
So you mean
Empire Strikes Back.
light side
They say
Anakin
this in
versus
Empire
Darth
Strikes Back. He's not in his prime. Vader's not in his prime. He's not Skywalker Prime. Anakin is Skywalker Prime. So the Prime wins.
So
I
either
feel like I hate
before-
most of what comes out of your mouth.
I feel
before,
like I hate your face.
Before
Okay.
Darth Vader's new body or
Later.
after Darth Vader's new body, both in their primes. So Anakin in his whole body, probably his prime is Revenge of the Sith ending scene when he's fighting Obi-Wan.
So okay, best. Okay, so Anakin at his best before he turns into a marshmallow, and then Darth Vader when he's
Well, like a
best when he
burnt
becomes full cyborg.
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't know
who would win?
I would probably honestly.
Darth Vader.
How fast can he run on those?
There's a
levels?
lot more rage in him.
Yeah,
Which
Darth
feels
Vader.
him more.
I mean, it's even proven, I think movie-wise, that the dark side is way more powerful than the light side ever can be. Straight up, what do you like?
Nah, it's just funny how
Am I a geek right now?
no,
Probably,
but no,
yeah.
you're right. I mean,
It's the more it's kind of like the Hulk. It's like the more angry you get, the more powerful you are with the dark side. But with the light side, you kind of hit this wall where it's you can't get any more focused
stronger.
or in balance with the Force.
That's why
Yeah.
the Sith. That's why the Sith is such a
It's
intimidating
hard
and
to say,
overpowering threat.
Yeah,
because
They're power hungry.
they're way stronger.
Constantly, yeah.
That's just how it is. They're just way stronger.
It's really hard because you could go both ways because it's the same person, so it's overall they have the same amount of Force power because they still have the same
I
amount.
agree that because I think Anakin, in his full body, in his actual body,
Right.
is more lightsaber in tune. He's able to fight
yeah,
with his lightsaber.
I was just
way
about
better.
to say that.
I'd
Yeah,
way
so.
better than
Like
he's
more,
able to use the Force. But
more,
then
agile and athletic.
exactly. So then when he's in Vader, he's obviously not as able to use his
he has to
lightsaber
resort
as
to
well.
one-handed combat.
Exactly, but he's very strong with his blows, slow but strong. But then also with the Force, just kind of outmatch. That's why he outmatches everybody because his ability with the Force is just unmatched. Nobody can stop him with the amount of Force.
But
power
this-
that
And
he has.
Anakin was like that too.
So
He
this
was, but he never used it
Yeah,
as much
he
as
never-
Vader does.
I mean, because he was a Jedi, so he couldn't
he couldn't unleash.
he couldn't
Yeah.
really unleash it.
But
as
this
much
begs
as
the
he
question,
could.
right? Excuse me. Sorry, I had a burp halfway through that thought. If you think about you have dark side and you have light side, do you technically have to be evil to be on the dark side?
It depends.
So here's
To be
the
a part of the Sith, I think.
What
so.
constitutes
right. So
being
you
on
have
the dark
to.
side?
So if you are a Sith Lord, you're evil because you're I'm going to use my power to abuse it. But if you're
Yeah.
straight up but I guess that technically means you're a part of the gray side. But say if you're I'm not going to be a Jedi because I want a wife and kids or whatever.
So you don't
But then-
believe in the Jedi Order.
You don't
right?
believe in the Jedi Order,
But you're not
so you don't
evil.
become a Jedi. But you're not going to go, but then you're on the gray side. But when you're trying to use your power at the most, you just become angry. And then you use your anger to fuel power, which then allows you to
But that's
fight better.
that's like Mace Windu.
Yeah,
Was
there are Jedi that use dark side tendencies.
That's Mace Windu.
I guess it's
Mace
true.
Windu's fighting style is literally dark side.
Yeah, he's literally angry. Like he's just an angry man.
I mean, it literally makes sense.
literally-
It's Samuel L. Jackson.
But
He
he's like-
literally fights off like a army of droids without a lightsaber. He just uses like his.
that's also
hands
partly what
and
the
Yeah,
purple
he's-
lightsaber means.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
that he's-
that's his style.
That's
But
and that's
he's a good person, but he's just a very angry guy.
So he is a
like,
Jedi
Which
because he
is-
believes in like the Jedi Order.
which is very cool. But if you think about
So
like,
are you like trying to figure out like what's in between?
yeah, because
'Cause there is an
Ahsoka
in-between.
Tano is technically in between.
Yeah, she is when she leaves.
But what's really cool that I think, because I just had that thought, because you were talking about like the differences if you have like lightsaber fighting styles and Force, which isn't really tapped into this, but like there's masters, if you think of them, like there's masters who are really lightsaber proficient and really Force proficient, and then there are some who like there's literally a Jedi master who uses the Force to fight with a lightsaber. Like he has 3 lightsabers and he's just like, and then just uses the Force to fight with it. How fucking cool! Imagine like.
I would
That's-
love to
that's-
see
Imagine,
that
like,
in the movie.
being-
That's why they get their colors. Blue is more combat, like with the actual lightsaber, and green lightsabers are more in Force, like in tune with the Force kind of.
But imagine
like,
how
people.
cool like.
I would love to just see a scene where it's Darth Vader throwing his lightsaber out, and then he's just using his finger to like
I
move
would-
it around. He's like,
I would find it funny if you had the hallway scene, like if you had a hallway scene with a bunch of stormtroopers, and all you see like it's a shot of like around a corner, and you see like 3 lightsabers come around the corner at like full speed, and they're like,
See, could you
they
technically
would move
do that?
like Yondu's arrow.
Yeah, could you do that? Could you just sit around the mirror and you're like around a corner and you're just like,
but
don't
that's
even,
a GoPro.
Don't even do it with a lightsaber. Just do it with a blaster shot. Because there's no handle. It's just.
I feel like if you think about that, or even just a blaster, if you have like the really
Man.
big like heavy machine gun blasters, and
Yeah.
you're just like,
Man, these people in this universe were really not that creative with what they could
No.
do.
I
with
feel
their
like you could
Force
be a
abilities.
lot more creative with like. That's really cool. Or even like I've seen, I know it's like non-canonical, but there's like some instances where like
We'll put these things in our short film that we make.
extremely like powerful, like Sith or Jedi can just like break a lightsaber. How OP would that be? You're like, I'm ready to shit, and like.
You force pull
Bro.
the lightsaber down. You make it like flaccid.
You know,
Could you wait? No,
He's
no,
having
no.
a lightsaber
That
like
is true.
this.
That is
It's
true.
just like-
Can you do that?
Yeah, I feel like you
Can you pull like?
if you can like force like stop a laser from moving like in Force Awakens, I feel like you should be able to bend light with the Force if you're strong enough,
That's weird.
right?
Like as weird as that sounds, like that
I
actually
guess.
makes me question: can you bend a lightsaber blade?
I feel like you should be able to.
I
I feel like we
mean-
should write the next Star Wars.
All it
movie.
is focused light. If you think of it like
If
like
you write a scene where fucking Rey bends a lightsaber in half, you think people are gonna
Here's the thing:
like
if
that?
I write it, there won't be Rey.
that is true.
Yeah, but Disney's in charge of you, so you have to.
no, if I wrote it, there
not
would
if
be
I-
a
No, I don't think
Disney.
you have
There'd
to.
be a Rey. Just she wouldn't be like she'd actually be a
Terrible.
likable character who progresses through the Force like a normal Force user, not just like I have to. Okay,
Okay.
okay. I have an easy question here though. What about
You're shitting on
Prime?
Daisy Ridley here. I gotta put
Okay,
an end
okay.
to that.
What about Prime Anakin versus the Vader we see in this movie? Because the Vader we see in this movie is obviously like old and like
probably
dwindled.
Prime Anakin?
Prime
'Cause
Anakin.
even
Prime
shitty Luke.
Yeah, Luke was able to like
Beats
kind of
him.
fend him off, not beat him in this movie.
Yeah, but I mean, does he get any better in the next movie?
Yeah, because doesn't he go back and does he train with Yoda a little bit more? I don't.
No, I mean like Vader.
Vader?
Yeah.
No, Vader's just like
Yeah,
Vader.
exactly. So he's the same in the next movie.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
like Luke even better. Like he's not better than Anakin at that point.
right.
And he beats him.
Oh no, not at all.
I mean technically.
Dude, Anakin would clap fucking Luke's shit.
Oh yeah, because he's his
Yeah.
dad.
And like what's funny, what's funny is like I got an image where it's
Father
just like
Hunt, son
Anakin
of
cutting
Goose.
his nuts off before Luke's born. Like,
So wait-
suck on that.
was Obi-Wan more Force proficient or was he more lightsaber proficient? I think
Well,
he was more.
He
Huh?
had a
Lightsaber.
Yeah, he
Was
had
he
a,
more
He had a
lightsaber?
blue lightsaber.
Yeah,
mainly
his
throughout.
like his famous line is literally like the best offense is a good defense or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
really not. Yeah, because remember when he was fighting Grievous, he could barely like. I don't know. He could really barely use the Force against him. Like he's just not that.
That's true.
He
He's
literally
just not
kills
that-
him with a blaster.
Yeah, like he's I don't know, like they could have sent like any other like just send like Anakin or something, just like drop
Anakin
down
should
there.
have went with him, but he wanted to do it by himself.
Yeah, I mean, should have dropped down
something
there
like
and just
that.
been like, dude, why are we even like trying with this fool? Just like force like freaking smash him into a black hole.
Force quarter him 8 ways.
Like, dude, like he's not force. Yeah, he's not a force user. Literally, just sit there and like disintegrate him with the force. Like it's not that hard.
But
like,
what I find cool is like
I mean, yeah, we wouldn't have that epic fight scene.
I
but, like,
find what I find cool is their poses, because you can. I feel like
yeah.
you can tell a lot about the Jedi, especially how they pose. Because Yoda, I know, is this.
Well, they all have different meanings. and
Obi-Wan
different,
is
like, purposes.
this,
cool. Like
which is really cool. And then Anakin's is just like
I'm going to kill you.
and then like Count Dooku's is like the
He's
it's
the
like
curved,
the-
he's
yeah,
the
it's like-
curved blade.
Yeah.
that and then
Like
he
a
does
whole-
Well,
that.
it's cool because like all these different stances have like different purposes and meanings.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so the one that Yoda uses, this is like it's like a you can't see.
Yeah, the two.
He has a
I could
tiny,
do
he
it.
has a really
like you
tiny
mimic
lightsaber,
me, right?
too.
Like this that Schneider's doing is like a defensive stance, I guess. And we see it used again in like the Resistance show when Obi-Wan fights Darth Maul for the second time, and he just like
that's in Rebels, not Resistance.
Or yeah, Rebels.
But I
meant
guess
Rebels.
what is really cool is as far as like for Jedi go, they're very much like they have a pose that's
Yeah,
like
it's
this,
like-
or they have a pose that's like they're very much like kind of ready.
Very
but
unique.
when you look at Sith, it's at their side, and like especially Kylo, like he's hunched over and he's got it like here.
Mhm.
Kylo's is always the like intimidating one.
Kylo doesn't even have a
As
fighting
aggravating as
style.
those-
He just fucking
But as aggravating as those movies are, like for some
He's like a
reason,
sledgehammer.
if they designed his character just like a little bit differently, like he is intimidating. Like the lightsaber he uses, like his fighting style, as bashy as it is, and as like
girl?
Yeah.
she?
as non like elegant as it
Where are the
is,
girls?
it has like a force.
Where are the
It has
girls
like
at?
force and power
Where
behind
are
its
the
blows.
girls?
When Force Awakens first opened up, it's like when you first are watching it, and it's like the first scene. I thought it was gonna be great because the first scene in it is hilarious. It's like Poe gets captured. He's like, "So who's gonna talk? Is it me? You?
Where's the girl?
Where is she? Where's the girl?
Dude, it's so
Get
funny.
me that robot. I want it."
He had a cool mask too.
Until he slammed it to a wall.
So
Can we just appreciate how cool Star Wars is when you like just like are a little bit more creative about it?
yeah,
Mhm.
if they were.
If they were, especially
Imagine
it's
if
like
Gundam was in Star Wars.
well, especially when it's like there's lightsaber stabs that are made out of Beskar that have like a lightsaber end, so you can use it as a staff or as a lightsaber, and it's like that's so cool. Why can't I see that? That's
Not allowed.
You could spend hours just looking on Google search at all the different lightsaber like concepts.
I want a
Like there's a
lightsaber.
lightsaber axe.
Lightsaber
There's a lightsaber glaive.
I want a
If you-
lightsaber
if you-
fan film that we can make.
If you guys can do lightsaber concepts in the comments, that would be really cool.
How do you do that in the comments?
You just like describe it. Nothing weird.
That'd be dope.
I mean, well, I don't know. Be creative.
I want them to put what their favorite or what color would you want your lightsaber color?
I know
to be.
mine.
It doesn't even have to be like in part with like canon. You could just say I want it to be neon green.
Blue or yellow. Those are the two that I would choose.
Really yellow?
Yeah.
Like yellow,
Yellow
like
or
gray
orange.
yellow.
maybe more
I would
orange.
Want mine
Yeah,
to be-
Gray's
I want
lightsaber,
to
though?
be orange
Or like a
like
teal.
orange.
Teal is cool.
But have you seen Violet?
I would
Violet's
want mine-
awesome.
Because there's different shades.
Because there's one
Okay.
the lightsaber color I use in
Sorry.
How you doing, audience?
I know it's getting off track.
I'm
but
hyped
I mean,
about this, but like different lightsaber shades have different meanings. Because like
Yeah, I know.
That's what we're
darker
saying.
blue and then lighter blue and then there's like a lighter green with a darker green and then you have like an orange and a yellow and then
Yeah.
there's pink. I didn't know there's pink.
Yeah, there's
That's cool.
Do you know there was
there's
brown?
there's
Whatever
ones
color
where
you
it's
want.
like there's ones where it's like the middle is like black, but you still have the color around it.
Yeah, the
So you could
dark
have, like-
saber.
Dude,
No, the dark saber its own thing, but like I mean, there's like an actual like picture lightsaber, but you know how like the middle's like white usually? It's like the middle is black, and then you
Oh.
have the color around the black.
Oh
That's pretty, that's pretty
They have
fucking
those.
metal.
That is pretty metal, I gotta say. I want to see something like that. In
I could
live
do. I
action.
could do it in After Effects.
Oh well, I mean, I want to see like Disney do it.
It's easy in After Effects. It's the same thing that
Just
Disney
plug it
uses.
into a computer.
It's a plug-in.
When we do our fan made Star Wars film, can I be like, can I be like some kind of like mafia boss?
Dude, okay,
So
why did I
who
think
wants to
about
be
that?
the big kahuna? Who dares wants to meet with the big kahuna?
I don't
Make
know
a-
why,
make
when
the
I-
Big
when I was-
Kahuna
when I,
canonical character,
When I was
please.
thinking about making this film in my mind, I'm like, bro, Zach's gonna be like the big mafia boss. Like, I don't know why. Zach's gonna be like that
Because
dude
I resemble
sitting in the chair.
Kingpin too much.
Just sitting in the chair, like I don't know, just the
It's
big
because
bad
I'm,
boss. Or
I'm
whatever.
just gonna be wearing this.
But
Like,
you have-
even in Star Wars.
You have a lot of different, especially in like this movie, because they show a lot of different settings. Because in the first one, it's really only like Tatooine and the Death Star.
in
Those
space.
are those are the only two, and the one planet that the rebels made on. I can't think of the name of it.
It's
but, like,
something. It's something with a number.
They expand on that, but like that we've seen some like fight scenes like in different I mean, we've seen one in snow, we've seen one in jungle, we've seen one in forest, but like there's some really cool ones where they like utilize the environment. Like ones where they'll be fighting in a forest and like they'll swing and miss and like hit through a tree and like the tree falls down and then they'll like use the tree to like do force, and it's like that in video games is cool, but seeing that in movies is even cooler because you're like, oh, use the. Sorry.
Yeah, he's using the environment
Like-
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cool.
I want
like
to.
the one game mode where you have to play as Ewoks or the Stormtroopers.
Oh, dude. I love that game mode, dude.
It's terrifying.
It's so much fun.
I want to play Star Wars now. God, now I gotta go play it.
Now I gotta do a Let's Play on it. Battlefront 2.
They have to comment on it. No, we're not
Yeah,
doing
they have-
Battlefront 2. We're gonna be.
They have like film Star Wars like competitions and stuff like that.
I know they do.
I want to enter in one this year. That'd be really cool.
I
Like they have like a theme that they want it to be around.
Nick,
and-
change your major. Go into
You don't
TV
have
and
to-
film.
You don't have to do that.
I could change my major back to film if I make enough money off
we
of
could
it.
we could still we could do this. It's not that. I mean, I don't want to say it's not that hard. It's gonna be very hard, but like it's gonna be a lot of hard work.
It'd be
But, like
incredibly hard.
You have to have actors. That's the
That'd be
only
so
thing.
hard.
us,
Eh,
oh, we could try.
I'm not great at acting. I mean,
You don't
I'm
have
okay.
to be one of the
at it.
people then.
No!
We would need set pieces.
No,
and
because then you're gonna have
practical
Carmine
effects.
come into someone, and it's gonna be the derpiest shit ever. Like Carmen's just gonna, Carmen's gonna play like a space
he's
monster.
gonna
It's
cos-
gonna be some kind of.
he'll
We'll
cos-
talk about
Cosplay
this
like
in this
Jar Jar Binks
podcast
or
We have-
choices, but let's get to the ratings.
we have to do the ratings.
Did we
Man,
do all the cool
this is
fun
like-
facts at least?
yeah.
We
This
did?
is like the
I
first
put up all the good
podcast where we do it on a movie and hardly talk about the movie.
What are you talking
No,
about?
no.
This
We
is-
didn't
this is the
release
first
the.
one.
We did not release Mitchell's versus Machines,
Oh, yeah, we
which
literally
was
talked
0% about the movie.
We talked
It
about
was.
anything else.
No, because we
talked
did
about
that
Mitchell's
one.
versus Machines more than we talked about this movie.
Because we've brought it up
No.
maybe twice. That
I mean,
podcast.
but we stayed on the topic of Star Wars the whole time.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
did,
it's
we
like-
did, yeah.
Yeah.
The movie branches off into so much more, and like such a huge
all
universe.
connected,
It's
you
hard
know?
to not talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what
If-
I mean? I mean, like,
If there's topics that we missed, we can bring it up in the next Star Wars one. I know that like we're gonna be talking mostly about the third. Well, we're gonna be trying to talk mostly about the third one. But
I mean,
if there's a
let's be
topic that
honest,
you want us to bring up,
the next Star Wars one we probably do will probably be Book of Boba Fett
It might be actually. Yeah.
maybe.
because that'll.
I still have to
soon.
watch it, so I gotta do a little bit of binge.
So, do we just want to throw a number out,
Sure.
or do
We're-
it by criteria?
No, we've
17.
kind of overclocked on our podcasting time, so I think maybe doing just a kind
Hey,
of
it's our podcast. We can do what we want.
we could do what we want, but I think
I
as
say
far
we just
as
throw out a
I think
number.
we're about. I think we're like maybe.
You've
over an
reached
hour.
the point where
Hour
like
10.
it's just us now
It's always-
no,
and that
not
one
necessarily. It could be that one guy. It could be you.
Could be Mark DeHamlet.
guy.
Thank
love
you.
you, Mark.
There.
Mark the Hamlet, my boy. How you doing, brother or sister?
Man, I really hope he is watching right now.
We
and he
did-
goes in the comments.
Did we promise him? Did we promise him merch?
Dude, he like one time we like mentioned him in the middle of one of our videos, and he's like, "Hey, appreciate the shout out, or whatever." So he was listening.
Like,
don't,
peop-
don't fucking come. Don't no.
People-
That costs us money.
What?
But
You're
pro-
not getting merch.
If I'm
Buy
not
it.
saying
No, I promised him. Merch.
I didn't say
He's
I.
getting merch.
I didn't say I like.
Hamlet, you
It's
get
coming
merch.
at you.
We promised that we'd make merch. I didn't say that we'd. necessarily give it to him, but like maybe if we do a raffle, he may or may not win. We don't know.
Don't
We say that our
worry.
raffles are rigged.
Mark the Hamlet. I got you, bro.
No, I'm kidding. But like if we do,
Because that's not what they are. They're not.
they're not rigged. But we need to like, if you guys give us enough subscribers and views, and you get us to a certain mark, because we have designs. I have like well-made.
Yeah.
I mean, they can vouch for it. I made it
I
really
want a
good.
they're very
MediaMix hat
high grade.
because I'll probably I'll wear it in public into work.
Well, yeah, and
Straight up, like,
that's
just-
and I'd wear it in public in general because the designs I've made are fairly. I mean,
they're cool.
I don't mean
Nick
to
is a
toot
very
my own
artistically
horn, but
gifted
like,
person.
No, they're
'Cause
cool.
I got my new hat for Christmas, but like
We all had an input on the
You know.
designs. And
but
stuff.
yeah,
We all
I've
like 'em, we just
I've
haven't-
practiced in Photoshop enough to understand how to use it,
Yeah.
and I mean, I have what like 6 years of Photoshop experience.
I'm
Not
certified
consistent.
in Word.
I'm
You know, I'm
certified in Autodesk.
Anyway,
Want me to make
And
a
Excel.
dildo? I got you.
we want
Hey, me
merch.
too.
We want merch because I would like to wear merch for something that I support and I work hard on, and we all work hard on, because
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll make like the stupid fucking lizard versus big monkey. Merch.
Oh my gosh, I'm buying that.
I
one
feel like that's a
first.
little. Well, maybe that's not too old. I really wanted a shirt that said "No one cares about the soup." That's the shirt that
that's
I
a good
wanted.
one too. Well, are you
that-
saying that because you're the one who
It's
said it?
invincible.
I'm saying it because that's the line
That's
that is
his
clearly
line.
ingrained in my brain.
Yeah. But you cared about the soup.
That one I can remember. I mean, I'll remember stupid fucking lizard, but I can't put that
Big
on a shirt.
monkey.
I mean, you
Okay.
could just put
what
like
about the steamy hot
like
man
the-
shirt?
I don't know. Like,
Steamy hot.
Steamy
man.
hot man.
You can have that one, Nick.
yeah, we'll make that one specifically for you to wear.
And let's get raw.
It's me. I'm the steamy hot man. Plot twist.
Do you have a number?
Anyway,
Do I have a number?
Do you
Yeah,
have
throw
a
out a
number?
number.
Quick.
Yeah.
It's out of 10, so like
Out of
don't
10?
choose
Are,
like.
are we just we're just
throw
doing
it
it
out.
out of 10, or are we doing like the?
I'll go with 10.
Do out of 10.
Okay.
throw it out.
Make it
I-
quick.
Sorry, I don't know. Some podcasts we like to do a whole rating system, and then some we're just like throw a number.
I
When we
feel
gotta
like
explain a movie that's not very well known or is new, like this.
Dude, have you
everyone's
seen-
watched this movie.
Oh god, I spit.
something
Have
that's
you,
groundbreaking.
I think people just want to know what.
Have
like,
you seen
we
the
think about the
previews
movie.
for like? Didn't we see it? The previews for the Moonfall.
Oh yeah. yeah.
We have to go see that movie just so we
No.
can shit on it.
Yes,
the whole time.
please.
No.
I love
It
this
looks
podcast.
so
It looks
bad.
awful.
It
You know what
looks
looks
so bad.
bad? The Michael Bay movie that's coming out.
Can we talk about the ratings?
I'm sorry, but that movie
What
was.
is it?
I
Michael Bay
Honestly,
movie?
I don't even remember what I gave the last one.
think we gave like a.
I
the
think they
thing
gave
is,
it like an 8.
I can't give this movie under a 7 because the thing is, the movie's
Oh, it's a good
it's
movie.
42 years old, and if I was watching it from its time,
Remember,
it
we're
would
rating
be...
it for the time being. We're not rating it like, oh, up to today's standards, they don't have these.
No, but
super
even
high
by today's
definition.
They don't have
by
Chris
today's
Pratt.
standards for writing and like action and keeping you like entertained, even if it like
Today's
mo-
standards, it'd be shit because the action is cheesy, the visuals are not as good because they don't have as great as cameras. I'm not trashing on the movie at all. I think it was a great movie for its time,
Yeah.
and I think the story still is great.
I think even
but
if
it's
you
like
changed,
they just didn't have the technology we have nowadays to make like a better like I don't know like
I
better.
mean, even if you
graphics
say
and-
like how well did the movie hold up, it still
holds up. If-
And I mean, they
but I think we
even,
should
they
be
even
rating it
added
on-
things over time.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you put it through like a modern day converter, right? If you had a converter that'd take like old movies and then like enhance
so an
them with
inflation
modern day.
scale is what you're saying.
You know
Well,
what? Never.
Not that, but like if you enhance them with like I don't know, like if you took like the fight coordinator from like John Wick or something and you put it on this, and then you took the visual person from
Fight coordinator from John Wick.
well no,
too, for
but what
this
I'm saying
movie.
is if you take fight
Pull out your
coor-
lightsaber.
if you take out like a really good fight coordinator,
that
and
was
you take
cringe.
like a really good director and a really
Jackie
good
Chan.
visual arts person and really good cinematographer and like great editors and all these different things, and then you like put them with this storyline, I'm sure it'd be great.
Jackie Chan.
I think it still holds. I give it an 8. out of
Jackie
10.
Chan is all of those
Nick,
things.
shut up.
He gave it an 8, boys.
8 out of 10.
He gave it an 8.
Zach, what are you giving this?
What am I giving this?
Yeah, what are you giving it?
Well, honestly, I really like this movie. I think it's probably my favorite out of like the original 3. Oh god, I just love like the environments that come out of this one. You know, Dagobah is such like a staple planet. So is Hoth, and you know, and it's not just like, oh, you know, let's go blow up big evil ball in space. It's like this time it's like we're in between. It's like I think it's a pretty like stereotypical like good versus evil going on. You know, you got plot twists where it's like, oh, you know, Luke, I am your father, all that stuff. And it's like, I'm pretty sure the actual line is like, no, I am your father.
Yeah, it's not. There's
It's
no
one of
Luke.
those-
It's not Luke, I am your father.
It's literally
no,
just
I am your
no.
father.
I am your father.
Is it one of those like Berenstein Bears? Or no, what is it called? No, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what he's talking about, but no, it's like it actually is like, no, I am your father. Like,
Yeah.
even straight up in the original, it was that.
You're saying like the Mandela effect? Or
Yes,
whatever?
yes.
No,
It has
that's just because everybody's been saying
Yeah.
it as Luke, I am your
Your
father.
father.
Everybody just says that though. It's not actually that. With other things, it's like, oh, I thought it was this, but it's not. Like, that's not. I don't think that's.
I guess.
In fact, but what'd you give it a Zach? I'm sorry.
I
Weigh your pros with your cons.
I am. That's what I'm thinking. It's like this movie is such like I even got to meet the guy who physically played Boba Fett, like in that movie, which was Jeremy Bullock,
That's so cool.
and he's unfortunately passed away now. He passed away like a couple years, but I have a picture with him when I was younger, and I have an autographed picture of him.
That's so cool.
That's
So
sick.
that-
You'll have to show that sometime.
Yeah,
Chase
it's,
met Mark
it's in my
Hamill.
room.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and you know when I met Jeremy Bullock at that convention, I was
Mark
there.
Hamill was there, yeah.
Yeah, I was with my cousin, and my cousin got to meet him. But they didn't buy a ticket for me. Just my cousin to go meet him.
That sucks.
I don't know, I feel like-
and they brought him back into like this box, so you could like. I remember sneaking behind the box and getting caught, and like far away from the box. I wasn't like trying to go into it or anything, but like people were trying to sneak around because, you know, they put a big box around him so people don't just take pictures. Because you know you have to pay to get a picture of him, and it's like I remember going around and I actually saw him in there, and I was like, "That's really cool."
That's too cool.
But,
I don't know.
yeah.
Do celebrities? I don't know. Never mind. That's a topic
Do they
for another
care?
day. No, I was gonna say because I saw a video of like, this is a little off topic, but like a guy who like drove up next to Shia LaBeouf and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" and like treated him like a completely normal person, and Shia LaBeouf was like,
no,
"Oh,
like,
this is great."
The reason they do it there is because, like, you know, you're waiting in line and paying a lot of money to take a picture with him and have him sign something and all that. Like, there are other actors. There's a ton of other actors because this was at, like, the Star Wars convention that they hold in Orlando. And there's a ton of other actors that weren't in the booths.
Right. But what I was gonna say is, would you rather meet an actor through a booth, or would you rather meet him like on the street?
Ooh.
I feel like on the street because you get a lot more of like a genuine, and you could be like, "Hey, I like."
Honestly, probably in a booth.
Really?
For the actor's sake, not mine. Because the actors, maybe they're like trying to just do their grocery shopping or trying to live their life. Maybe they don't want someone running up in their face and being like, "Oh my god, I love you."
I feel like you have to preface it in such a way like.
If they're there, they signed up for that. They want to meet people. They want to like meet their community and all that. So I mean, maybe just looking at it that way.
Right.
But I don't know.
Personally,
That's just what I think.
I would want to meet them like in like a real life situation, right?
I'm thinking if I was
that's not
popular,
inconvenient
right?
for them. Like,
Think
I'd
of
wanna
it as
actually,
you're
like-
the popular one, right? Say MediaMix blows up. This video gets 20,000 billion views.
Yeah.
And now...
Good.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you
but,
can
like,
hear the. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can hear that too. Anyways.
You can hear the
Okay.
churning of your wiener.
But yes, let's.
So what do you give it, Zach?
No, wait. We were talking, and you churning your wiener over there interrupted us. So why don't you put your wiener down?
It was
Put
pretty
your
off
wiener down.
topic, though. But,
But-
like, yeah, I was just saying, like, if you imagine yourself in that spot, like, someone running up to you, I think I'd rather, like, you know, like, I went to this place, like, I traveled there probably by plane, you know, I'm ready for the day, and then you go and you meet a ton of people, and it's like, you probably feel good about yourself. But if you're out eating with your family, you probably don't. One of the last things you probably want is someone running up to you.
Yeah, of course I wouldn't want to meet
out.
someone like that. But, like, the way Steiner just described with Shia LaBeouf, if it's just, like, at a stoplight and some guy rolls down his window, is like,
Yeah, I guess that's not
hey,
bad.
what's up, man? I'm like, hey.
You feel like a normal person
Like,
again.
it's
you
like a
don't feel
normal encounter with another human being.
Yeah, I get
being like a really famous person. I'm just like,
But I mean,
oh my God.
It's like when I think about times like that, you also think about like Tobey Maguire. When it's
Tobey
like
Maguire,
they're blocking his car and he couldn't get out of the way, and he's like, "Get out of the way, I can't see," and he threw a fit.
yeah.
That was justified.
Anyways,
Justified.
yeah,
100%.
But what do you give it, Zach? Sorry.
I think I honestly want to give it like a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Bet.
I really like it. It's Star Wars has always been a huge part of my life. Straight up from like playing a PS2 game of Lego Star Wars to
I played on
finally getting to experience my own Star Wars movie in theater because I wasn't born in the age of being able to see the 1, 2, and 3 or 4, 5, and 6, but I got to see 7, 8, and 9. They're still coming out with a ton of good Star Wars content, and I love every bit of it.
My dad hates the 1, 2, and 3, mainly because the main reason why he hates them
Jar
is
Jar
like,
Binks.
yeah, he's like, why the hell did they add that stupid thing?
Dude,
It's like the
all
camera
a
guy
sham.
from the Eternals. Like why is he there?
He loved the original, 4, 5, and 6, but
It's a sham.
yeah, he's like,
it's Darth
the only
Jar
reason
Jar.
they did that is to sell the stupid figurines in stores, like make more money. And he's like, that character is so useless. I
No,
hate him in
it's-
this stupid movie.
That's not exactly the reason why. Is because they thought it needed comedic relief. But the thing is
Not
that
at
like
all.
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn already like sort of did that from here
Yeah,
from time
I
to
think
time.
so. I mean, it's like they didn't create his whole character just to like, be there. I'm sure they created Jar Jar to be like, goofy, kind of annoying, but like his whole race was already like a thing.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
I've already said everything I need to say. I'm gonna give the movie a 9 out of 10.
I'll bump mine up to a 9 because I feel like giving it a perfect 10 out of 10 like it has its issues.
It's not a
but,
perfect
like,
10 out of 10 because even for its day, like I feel like some of the acting could have been a little bit better. Like
Yeah.
especially in the fight scenes of like Luke versus Vader or whatever. Like I don't know, some of it just seemed very clumsy and like
yeah, like honestly,
stupid.
I agree. It's like just the reason I gave it a 10 out of 10 is because like, just in my whole opinion, I feel like this is like one of my favorite Star Wars
Yeah.
movies, and it's like it
That's
just
justified.
it kind of has like a personal attachment and all that. So I mean that's just why I give it 10 out of 10. But is it like a 10 out of 10 like because it's such a great all around good movie? No, but
Yeah.
that's why.
All right, behind the camera, man. What
Quick.
do you give it? Don't do that.
Nick,
What
no,
is that?
we need
What is that?
quick.
10 out of 10.
10 out
POV,
of 10.
your
10 out of
next
10?
future.
So we got-
On the music
Wow.
alone, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Music alone.
The
The
music
music
is pretty good. I mean,
Is the best music ever.
I think it's like a
John
9 point,
Williams.
Like
9.75 out of 10.
the
9.78.
way they have their soundtrack set up and like placed methodically through each movie
There's 2 9s.
so that
2
it
10s.
accurately conveys the right mood in every scene is and not to mention how good the music is too. The music hasn't aged a day. It's aged like it has. It's aged like a fine wine.
It's
Fine
probably aged like
cheese.
42 years or something like that, right?
Imagine
Yeah, it's been
drinking
42 years.
the best wine aged 42 years. That's what the Star
Yeah.
Wars soundtrack is
Oh yeah.
to me.
Okay. I mean, wine ages a lot
Just
longer. Than
let's
42
just
years.
but it is
Well,
it's
you-
already
you get what I mean.
taking something that's already good in itself and then letting it age a little bit more is kind of like
That's the one thing in all forms of media that never ages is music and mood and tone. That stuff never ages throughout any movie unless it's Dune.
well,
like the
I
original
mean,
Dune.
I feel like you could argue against that. But
No.
I feel like
I've-
nope. Like go back and play Halo Combat Evolved.
Yeah, go back to World War II.
Go
Nick,
back to
let's-
World War II.
Nick,
The,
Nick,
the
back to-
tone,
Don't say that.
The tone
Don't
and
say
the,
that.
We talk about the movie.
Nick, we're trying to finish. We're almost at 2 hours.
We want to go home.
Come on, just 4 more minutes.
tired.
No, I was at work
Anyway,
for 7
10 out of
hours.
It's
10.
gonna be 2 hours because we started at like 28 minutes.
Yeah, but
10
it's
out
still
of
at
10.
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
What is the final
The final
score?
score for Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, MediaMix official rating.
Mhm.
This It's a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
We're good.
Amazing movie.
Okay,
All
we
right.
can go home now.
Fabulous movie.
If you guys would like to see us do more things and talk about more stuff, and if you want us to do the Star Wars video game, which we would really like to play because it'd be an excuse for us to get a
Probably
couch
do it
right here,
regardless.
then we'd be able to do more gameplay videos, and it would be really enjoyable, and I could put more Markiplier in
If this video hits 50 likes, me and Nick will do a playthrough of Lego Star Wars. Just me and him.
Actually, I would do that.
You would
I
do
will
that?
do that.
Why the
Okay.
Of the new
Wow,
one.
just fuck you guys. I didn't
But
want
no,
to
no,
be
and
all
we're also-
anyway,
we're
so-
also-
Like
we
a
have-
player.
Whatever.
we have Elgato, so
Yeah,
I
me
can
and
do.
Nick will go play
You could
What are you
play.
gonna play?
You could play Lego
With our
Force
wieners,
Awakens.
what?
The
We have-
Division 2.
we have
Division 2.
we have Elgato and we have party
You
games
guys
on
can
our.
go play Roblox Star Wars.
You know, we'll do that.
Let's go play Roblox Gym Simulator.
Okay, we have an Elgato. We have a way to record stuff. We could do Fall Guys. We could do Uno. We could do Monopoly.
Say
I hate
Fall
Monopoly. Did I say Fall Guys?
You mean
Yeah.
Gang Beasts?
Gang Beasts? Oh my
Isn't
god!
that dead game from like 5
But
years ago?
we have all these games. I will suffer to play Monopoly because I hate that game, but I will suffer and play it. We have party games. They'll be interesting. They'll be fun, and we'll do that. And if you want us to do it, comment in that. Anyways,
Also, comment what your lightsaber color would be because I'm interested.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
I
Mine
think
is
it's
poop
cool.
brown.
comment, subscribe.
Go check out the podcasts on our other socials like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
That helps us as
Google
well.
Podcasts.
Driving in the car,
Anything.
want to listen to something.
Yeah, if you don't want to look at our ugly ass faces, you could go straight there. You don't have to see anything.
I'm already one step ahead of you all.
And without further ado, we will say goodbye to everyone, all of our wonderful people, all of our wonderful donators who don't give us money. And we will bid adieu and thank you to everyone. And please,
Don't throw carbon.
Shout out to Mark DeHamlin.
Shout out to Mark.
It's not safe. It's not legal.
We'll see you next
He'll probably
time.
get arrested.
This has been MediaMix.